this drawing doesn't look like an adult drawing. This looks like a kid drawing.
I wouldn't have done it if I didn't like it. I spent plenty of time drawing it. It has a very specific feel for it.
What is the shape? I'd be pissed right now if I was wearing this.
It's a good thing I didn't put it on you.
I would seriously have issue with you. Dude, you can copy a portrait, you can copy a comic book, you can do all those things, but this drawing stuff has got you in the doghouse.
Nick, how'd you feel going into this?
I've never had experience doing American traditional. Basically, I was a little worried, very nervous, and then I wanted that snake and dagger redemption.
The design of this tattoo is killing me. The bottom of the flag has a squared hook on it. The mouth that you did biting the snake, the way you did it just looks like it has no bottom jaw. And the snake head, no redemption today, 0 redemption. There's nothing traditional about it. Doing like this is disrespectful.
Sorry for being disrespectful.
This is a tribute to traditional. It's not create your own day.
Sebastian, you were pretty excited about having a Bellator fighter canvas.
Yeah, I was pretty hyped about that.
He was open to his design.
Yeah, he wanted strength and power. The Japanese tigers fits with him nicely.
You lost the dynamics of a tiger. This looks like someone wearing a tiger suit. It has the anatomy of a human. The way his head is, his shoulders, his hands, his waist, his butt, and his feet is standing there. It makes it look like this thing is, yeah, he's humping that rock.
Hey, I ain't got nothing to do with that, man.
You don't have anything to do, you didn't draw this tiger?
Yeah, I drew it.
Then you have everything to do with it.
Doing so much black in the background really doesn't help to accentuate the tiger from 3 feet back. It's hard to tell what's what. If you can't pull off a clean, solid background, why bother? You didn't hit it out of the park on this one, that's for sure.
Sarah, you got the other fighter.
Yeah, he wanted a Daruma doll.
What does that mean?
Basically, he's a fighter. He's always gonna get knocked down. You gotta pick yourself right back up.
There are some elements to this tattoo that are just really beautiful. I love the doll. I love the detail, the shading in it. The lantern, super cool, but this design doesn't balance well. The Daruma doll is less than half of this tattoo. There's so much open space up at the top.
Maybe the background's a little bit crazy, but I like it. I did put a lot of myself into this tattoo.
We weren't asking for yourself, we were asking for Japanese.
Well, no, I mean like it's about putting my soul, putting like me.
Listen, Sarah, you gotta shake off the last one to get to this one, because that last psychosis was insane.
I love what I do. And if you send me home for doing a tattoo today that I love to do, then fine. I still love this tattoo.
Getting all crazy with all this background, you didn't need to do it. You would have had just as strong of an outing without.
Joshua, let's start with you.
When I'm thinking about a phoenix, this powerful, magical creature, this doesn't really do any of that. It looks like an angry cockatiel holding a baby.
It's not a baby, that's a man. There's no denying that that's a man.
I would have to deny that that looks like a man.
We all agree we don't like the design. I think you dropped the ball on this one bad.
Jason, were you feeling more comfortable going into this challenge?
Absolutely. I mean, this is what I love to do.
My biggest problem with this tattoo is the body itself. It seems like there's no real structure. You can't tell where anatomically the limbs are really coming from.
As long as you have that nice flow to it, the human's mind will make up where that's going.
To me, that looks really strange. It looks like you drew the head, claw, and then some body. They don't go with that flow.
ES.
Man, oh man, this thing's got a lot of design flaws. You lost the shape of the tiger completely. Where the first paw leads up to the shoulder goes over the ear. Now the second lump coming around should be the neck, but the neck severs off the head and turns into another shoulder. Tigers can be really beautiful, but they can be really tricky. And you got out-tricked in this one completely.
Tattoo baby.
No doubt you had a tattoo with a load of detail and the amount of time you had to cram it in there, but you gotta be kidding me with this lion. All I can think is what the
I tried to do a 12-hour tattoo in 6 hours.
Even before you had the time crunch of tattooing it, the drawing, the detail of a lion is not there.
I could draw that lion totally different, but I went with a lot more simple lion.
It kills this tattoo, especially in this being the detail challenge.
I just feel like you're not here. You're somewhere else.
I have so much to prove. Coming this time around, I really
You
want
have to separate yourself and do what you know. If you don't distance yourself from your fears, you're gonna end up outing yourself faster. You gotta get your head in it, or you're gonna have to get out.
Joshua. You've been pretty vocal about not tattooing faces. Do you think that Jimmy gave this to you intentionally?
I don't know if he thought too much about that. It seems like everybody's here to compete and has a little bit of respect for each other.
Jimmy, you're shaking your head no?
The fact that there's respect?
I was speaking about the way I feel, so.
Okay.
As far as the actual design and the shapes of this, your initial outline drawing could have been a little more creative, but you made up for that in how much detail you put into it. You really brought that to life with these kind of surreal bone-like textures. Technically, you hit a lot of really strong marks.
Wow. Thank you.
I'm gonna be the dick, dude. I can't stand this drawing. I really dislike it. You are a technical tattooer. I was rooting for you last week and the week before because you did things that were your world. You pull off amazing things when you are replicating something. But this drawing doesn't look like an adult drawing. This looks like a kid drawing.
I wouldn't have done it if I didn't like it. I spent plenty of time drawing it. It has a very specific feel for
What
it.
is the shape? I'd be pissed right now if I was wearing this.
It's a good thing I didn't put it on you.
I would seriously have issue with you. Dude, you can copy a portrait, you can copy a comic book, you can do all those things, but this drawing stuff has got you in the doghouse.
Melissa.
The amount of detail you got in this thing is very nice, but it's definitely questionable what this thing is.
He didn't want ears, he didn't want horns, he just wanted the mouth to be the main focus of it.
It's the angry turtle.
What?
It doesn't bother me that it looks like a turtle, but the big black circles at the top, you don't really need because the edge of the top of his head kind of gets a little bit lost in that black there.
That is a design flaw, just in the way those holes are created.
Gentle J and Melissa.
As far as working as a team, I can see a definite separation in design elements. It looks more like a cut and paste flower, filigree, elephant, pattern on the top. Like different ideas were taken and then just pieced together.
We talked to the client and she had a list of things that she was open to. She really liked the idea of the elephant. She wanted a geometric pattern. And then we suggested the headdress. She wanted the lotus. And just kind of build the tattoo around what we felt we were going to be best at.
There's some nice elements in this tattoo. The skin of the elephant, I like how soft the black shading went to the grays and the blues. That little bit of touch of pink on the edges of the ears is nice. It separates it from the skin tone.
I like the red designs on top. Those are really beautiful, and it's a really nice look for a woman's leg. The details in the headdress are great, and that stuff's really exciting and cool to look at. But since it's our job to pick it apart, I see a lot of flaws. Just the inconsistencies of the body. I would have liked to see the elephant come out of the lotus instead of behind it, because it just puts a weird cookie cutter vibe to it, not a flowy vibe.
The bottom of this tattoo looks terrible.
There's no part of that where I could agree with you.
There's no such thing as filigree coming out of a lotus flower.
There's no such thing as a horse with tentacles on its head either. But
yeah, but we knew it was tentacles. To have an elephant's leg step out of filigree, I mean, look at it, it's crazy. For two people to be up all night drawing, I expect more.
We weren't up all night.
Well, you should have been. That's the problem.
Sausage and Maddie. Explain this design a little bit.
This is actually just like a big giant mix of the coolest stuff out of Japanese styles that I like to put into things.
This tattoo for me is very confusing. Usually when we give somebody stylistically, they're open to do whatever they want. They tend to do what they're really good at. I don't feel like either one of you would claim Japanese as their main focus in art and tattooing. To choose something that's neither one of your specialties, it's confusing to me.
Well, if you've ever been given so much to choose from that you just go wild.
All the strong things that y'all have both done through this competition, you're like, oh, we already did that. Let's not do that anymore. And that, to me, that's a bummer.
I wanted to come up with something that was really cool. Technically sound, it's there. Saturated everything, it's there. Skin's breathing through the I mean, to me, it just breathes awesome.
Technically, this tattoo is smooth throughout. I'm just not thrilled about this design.
It kind of looks like someone hit a dragon with a baseball bat and just smushed the face in. Having said that, I love it technically, and I think that the line work and the color work, everything is really solid and tight.
It is tattooed well, but there's 4 people up here that just don't aesthetically like it, you guys should be knocking out of the park together.
This is a solid piece with color all over it.
Dude, it's just a flat tire. Sausage, why are you so pissed,
It's just
man?
a difference in
No,
taste.
Why are you so, like, well, what's your problem?
I knew that you were gonna tear it. I love it.
Great, but I mean, it doesn't matter. Nobody else does.
I think that
Opinions are dime a dozen, man.
You have the ability to do whatever you want on somebody. Don't do passion pieces, do showstoppers. Do something that's a fight. If not, you yourself. Do you understand you can go home for this?
No way.
Okay.
I don't see it.
No way.
I don't
Buddy,
see it,
careful
dude.
what you wish for.
Melissa, let's start with you.
You do have some elements in this tattoo that follow a Japanese style. Some of the tattoos we saw today did not. So following that part of the challenge, you tried and you had a pretty good swing at it. My problem with the proportion is the size of the snake head. It looks too big. And your shape of the body, it's not a lot of smooth curves. It has a little bit of a wonky look to it. It is pretty.
There's a few rules that would apply here. Like, if you look at the lower jaw, it runs alongside the underbelly. That's getting lost right there. If you'd moved it up, there would have been a little bit of a separation. Also, your leaf goes right to the back. You should never have lines touching like that. Just little things like that, I think, would help your work look a lot better.
You don't have this way of making your drawings flow nicely. It's not that you're a bad artist, you just do things very stiff. You gotta find your flow.
Emily and Angel. Let's address Emily's side first.
There's so many bad areas in these tentacles. Some are super thin, some are super thick. Your little underside suction cups are just haphazardly half circles, very inconsistent.
Let's move along to Angel.
She gave you a drawing of a shark.
Yes.
I don't really like the design. I will say this in your favor. The areas of the blue swirls in the background, yours do appear to be smoother.
No hammerhead looks like that. They do not have that shape head.
Well, I followed the crap that she laid out, so
Should have redrawn it if you thought it was that.
if it's
I'm here
something
to
that the
win. If you
outline,
wanna
then you
go
know what?
home,
I
go
should have just
home.
followed my own.
You, Angel.
You too.
Y'all can each other all you want. Both these tattoos suck.
Final decision?
Drop the aesthetics, and I'm gonna go with Angel. Just because the smoother color blends.
I'll go with Angel.
I'll go with Angel as well. Winner of this head-to-head challenge is Angel. Clean.
Technically, it's smooth and sound and solid. The outline is clean, the black is black, the color is bright. But there's just a lot of problems with the design. I can't get away from this hoodie. You don't even have the cloak over the skull, which gives it even more of that hoodie look.
I guess that's my style, you know. I try not to do what everybody else is doing.
I know it's your style, but I think the skull could have been a little more refined because it was on a girl. It looks a little ugly.
The creativity in it's good. I just think maybe you put too much into it. When I'm creating a tattoo for somebody, I always try to look at what the person looks like and try to make it fit them aesthetically. I probably would have let up a little bit more and try to give her something soft.
You dropped it on this one. If you would have gone with a more realistic, finer line instead of a heavy, bold, cartoony style, you would have had a much different feel. Technically, you're always solid, but this design is probably one of my least favorite I've seen from you this competition.
Eric. How did you come up with this imagery?
Out of my head. I live in my sketchbook, so. As far as creative goes, I like the fact that you drew it and created it out of nothing, and it's your style. One of the problems I have with the tattoo is the scythe. It looks like part of the cloak, and the colors don't even match on the opposite side.
The scythe is an opaque brown, and the cloak is black and gray, so I know that will lighten up, so as soon as it heals, it should stand apart a little better.
The biggest problem that you have here is that everything is the exact same shape, the exact same jagged lines. The scythe has them, the cloak has them, the skull has them. It's so jagged that you don't differentiate your parts and pieces other than with the color.
On a composition standpoint, it's a little average. I don't think you took many risks, and especially in a competition like this, you really have to challenge your own status quo. That's the only way you're gonna really stay in it.
Matt.
I have more problems with the drawing than anything else. The toes and the one hand holding the bowl look really remedial.
I did purposely kind of dumb my drawing down, just knowing that I was dealing with darker skin.
But the drawing itself has nothing to do with what color skin you get. Don't let the color skin throw off your art.
Keto.
I know you had a struggle, but man, every centimeter of this tattoo shows that struggle. This line work is piss poor.
She was kicking her feet.
Every stroke on that tattoo, she was moving.
The drawing is one of the worst layouts of the day. The shape of the water, totally strange. That top lotus flower looks like an artichoke. There's no redeeming qualities to this tattoo whatsoever.
Clean. What comic book character did your canvas want to be?
I wanted chasing the fame. This is a hard one. I'm just not a fan of the drawing of this tattoo. There's areas of technical ability that's just same old clean approach. Big areas of solid color, well applicated. But really, when it comes down to the fundamentals of the drawing of this thing, I just don't like it. I don't like the girl's hand that's wadded up on his thigh. I don't like her feet. It's rough.
Alex.
What's going on with the color that you kind of split this guy in half?
Just a hard light source on the back side of it.
It's a little bit weird. Huge head, weird little body. Oh, is that a surfboard down there? Maybe it is.
There's a lot of missed opportunity in the water and the background. You fall flat on drawing. For a guy who was at the bottom last week, you need to be drawing a lot harder and stronger. Do you still want to keep pushing in this place or what?
Oh yeah, I still want to be here. This is it, man. I want to be here.
That drawing's got to reflect it. It's not about surviving, it's about winning.
Boneface Inc.
The drawing is super challenged. These are just two heads growing out of this little body.
This little green guy on the left is totally jacked, man. One eye is round and outside of the bottom of the eyelid, and the other eye is squared off and tucked inside the eyelid. The finished product has a very amateur feel to it. It doesn't have the look of what we know Boneface's finished tattoos look like.
Mike.
This is a terrible drawing. The anatomy of the goat is totally out of control. The way the eye sits in the skull is crazy. Does that look like a tongue to anybody?
I think it looks like a tongue.
You do?
I think it looks like a goat.
To me, it looks like a dog with horns. Tony.
I'm not a super huge fan of this drawing. The main thing for me is the hatchet blade. Looks like a weird, out-of-whack spider web up there. But technically, it's super strong. Busting out a solid tattoo, you do a killer job.
Elva.
This tattoo, the mouth looks left to center to me, and it throws the plane of the face off. Medusa's something of power, the snakes are fierce, but none of the heads really look like strong snakes. Overall, the design's heavily, heavily challenged.
I did a good tattoo, I don't care.
Justin.
I would debate highly that this thing's even done. The boat doesn't have any ending. It just has some sails, a front. It's surreal, but it's just completely out of whack. It's a rough design. It's strange.
Jessa.
Hey, guys.
Let's talk about the scenery. Those three peaks, they're the same size, the same shape, and they abruptly stop at the edge of the circle. It does anything but show what it is that you're going for.
Why give us questions?
I don't know.
Jake.
Hello, judges.
Selling me on this being a map is a stretch.
Design-wise, it falls pretty flat.
Kelly.
Kind of crazy on the design. It's mist, it's smoke. Because it's blue doesn't make it water.
You see a lot of inconsistencies in those circle outlines, so the overall piece turns inconsistent.
K.
The green fades into the open skin, and it does create a really nice glow, but background is a killer. It's a big, chunky shape for no reason.
You gotta draw interesting. This is not a drawing that's gonna win the best of the day. You gotta know that you're putting yourself in jeopardy.
Jordy.
I'm not a fan of the way this pink glow fades into all the other colors around the outside of it. It's just muck. The Kraken itself, not a lot of detail. We're looking for contrast, man. Make the Kraken stand out. This thing is a mess.
How you feeling? Not good. Creepy Jason.
This whole tattoo feels very blocky to me. I do think that you had an opportunity to utilize a little bit more flow and a little bit more movement. Everything is just very stagnant in terms of composition.
I think it is not a good layout. The sun takes up way too much space. The bird needs to be the most prominent thing in the tattoo, and it does not feel special. A $250,000 crane is what I want to see. Bird tats. Katie.
Okay.
I think the composition of the tattoo, you're close to getting it right. If it was bigger,
You put a lot of information in the tattoo, and so I don't even understand what's going on. It's just so busy that I'm completely lost.
Never put the main subject's head in front of its own body. You're gonna lose the face because you're creating a green dragon. So green on top of green on top of green, you're gonna have a problem.
I agree.
Freddie.
I don't think you killed it on the illustration.
The head and the claws are badass, but then you look up above and you see the gold bubbles with the wing and you're like, whoa, that wing's kind of weird.
That part is just wrong. This caramel corn coming out from the back of the head, I don't know where you were going.
Nothing repeats itself. The wing on the right doesn't match the wing on the left, and so the eye kind of gets confused as to what it's supposed to look at.